Hello, hello. Bl'Artagnan here with the Terse Turk, Rude Lost Chapter Lufenia, bringing a team of Agrias, Reno, and Beatrix. Gotta say, I have been absolutely loving running these three together. I think this is like the third time I've brought them through this stage just because I've had such a fun time doing it. I can't remember the last time I enjoyed a team so much I ran the same team through a stage more than once. Gladio event was probably the last time I actually did that, and that was just because Gladio was really fun to use. Before we get into this, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Both really help support the channel in terms of helping it grow, helping kind of it reach new eyes, and mean a lot to me. So thanks for the support. What do we got going on here? Basically, what this came down to is I expect I'll be using Agrias in a lot of upcoming content, and so I wanted to kind of get a feel for how she worked because I've never used her before. I gotta say, she feels wonderful to use. I also really enjoy using Beatrix, and the two of them make a tremendous pairing. Obviously, Agrias' battery, or Brave Gain Up is great for Beatrix's battery, which has already been improved by the Encouragement Armor change, which is nice. And on top of that, Agrias' Paralyzes really help you kind of time the perfect Holy Knight Safeguard, so that's just icing on the cake there. If I really wanted to in this fight, I could probably have, you'll see that I end up not doing it. I actually don't let these guys use their Vein Split Plus attack, but if I wanted to, I could have just kind of queued up the perfect Beatrix Holy Knight Safeguard, kept it safe. It would have been great because Agrias can lock them down until I'm ready for them to use that move. So that's cool. The third person we're bringing here is Reno, who I really just love playing him. A lot of fun to use. I appreciate the changes that he got with his LC. Nothing game-breaking, nothing too powerful. Honestly, a little on the weak side, if you want to be brass tacks, but good enough that I think it's still worth talking about and using him. He's still quite usable. Here's a fun little trick I wanted to share that you could do. If you can bring all of them down below 80% with his pyramid, like that, or technically, if you can put pyramid on them before them and do it here, I find it's easiest because pyramid's a full AoE attack, just do it that way. Each of the pyramids will eat their attempt to debuff you, so that's cool. Keep in mind, it only works there. You'll see later, when I try to do it 50%, because they turn red, they actually apply the debuff twice, and so it doesn't, first it eats the pyramid, then it'll do it again after, which is sad because, you'd kind of think it would have been cool to have Reno as, Rude's partner, being really good in Rude's Lost Chapter, but c'est la vie. So here's me just being a little extra and putting a second Paralyze effect on them, so there we go. Brings them down. Agrias, of course, it's a bunch of full AoE attacks, so 3 target fight is just great for her. Let's not talk about the fact that I let Beatrix's defense buff fall off, meaning that was just a clean hazard plus and not plus, meaning it hit for like nothing. Speaking of buffs falling off, you may also notice that Turk's point just fell off with Reno. Much as I love playing him, I apparently am terrible and let that happen. The EX button's just so shiny and good. I love Reno's EX. It's so much fun to play, or fun to use. It's really satisfying, and he's so casual with it. And it does a bunch of damage, and you love it. So I'm paying for it now. You'll see here. I would have loved to refresh I would have loved to break with the AA and then used this skill 2 to refresh the buff there, but I needed that break because now we need to position Agrias because I want to paralyze it. It's a whole thing. It made sense in context. I'm not convinced that the Beatrix thing, that was a mistake. I straight up forgot. But Reno there, that was intentional. It just felt kind of bad along the way. As you'll see, it ends up not being a huge deal at the end of the day, but wanted another AoE break here and I couldn't trust Reno to do it because I need him to refresh his buff, as I was just saying. So Beatrix still slumming it with Clean Hazard Plus. Hope next turn we're not EXing, I can tell you that much. Sadly using a guaranteed Paralyze. It's an interesting dynamic, Agrias' new Paralyze, because it has that HP damage up attached to it. So you want to time it, if you can, like, if we weren't breaking them here, we would have timed it for them for after, let Agrias go followed by 2 of her partners or something like that, or like right before you summon, something like that, burst phase.
But also, it's just, at the end of the day, it's also just straight up a guaranteed paralyze. So there you go. If you need it, you need it. I love the flexibility. That's why I blued Agrias, and why I plan on using her in a lot of content, is I think she's just... I often talk about roll compression, and she offers great roll compression while also offering great potent utility. I think that's something else I've talked about in some of my should you pulls. I've talked about... Oh, hold on. Here you go. You see again, Pyramid is going to work, but then it's not going to work, and it's going to make me very sad. There we go. Roll compression is great because it lets you fit multiple rolls onto one character to free up the other slots to do other stuff. And Agrias, support, healing, damage mitigation, yada yada yada, auras, battery. But she also has the other thing I talk about, which is roll potency. Back when Strago and Ash came out, I talked about how Ash has roll compression. She has a lot of different things she does very well. Strago has like two, instant break 2, but he has one thing he does really well, and that's AoE damage. And you want Strago because he does some of the best AoE damage in the game. I mean, in this fight especially. But what I like about Agrias is she has roll compression because she has the aura, she has the healing, she has, the brave damage up, HP damage up, but she also has, and she has like boss disabling effects, but she also has really good boss disabling effects, like some of the best in class boss disable available. And so the fact that she brings powerful specialization alongside kind of generally good stuff to have, between the AoE damage and all the, you get the idea. I can go on. I think that's a tremendous asset. She also has the brave gain up, of course. Like, that's what I'm saying in terms of roll compression. There's just a lot of really good shit she's bringing to the table, and some of it is like best in class, which is, you can't get better than that. That's why it's the best in class. I should have done this before I summoned. Yes, I know. I'm a very good player. I don't know if you picked up on that from some of the earlier stuff I was doing. But anyway, that's my thoughts on this stage in general. Is I really appreciate the diversity of cast you can bring to it, provided you can respect the mechanics. And that's, the core of the game is always going to be respect the mechanics and then, bring who you want. Some fights have more restrictive mechanics you have to respect than others. This one hits a sweet spot for me where I really enjoy the, what's going on here? Okay, we're not boned yet. I really, I enjoy the diversity, but the mechanics are also engaging enough that I don't feel like it's boring, I don't feel like it's pandering to being like, oh, well, with the Shinryu fight, if you bring Warrior of Light, you can bring any characters in the game, you're basically guaranteed, like, a victory there. But yeah, that's kind of the things. Oh, by the way, shout out to Poto Cedar of the TCC Discord and Crystal Chronicles podcast, their intern, for the exquisite Unifriend who he is supplying here for me. Poto is an absolute gentleman and a scholar, and I wish him the best in whatever endeavors he finds himself doing. I don't really know what those endeavors are at the moment. I just wanted to thank him for the Una. So yeah, Agrias, Beatrix. Oh God, I can't wait for Beatrix LD in a month or so. That's gonna be dope as hell. But yeah, she does pretty solid damage with enough battery behind her and an Imperil. Thanks, Reno. But I think that's about the size of it, isn't it? We're basically there. There's going to be one last stressful part of the run. I know it's been a pretty chill run so far, but one last thing is going to happen. I don't mean first kata. I need to charge my phone. 14%. That is scary stuff. But anyway, here we go. We've cleared the fight with a very fun team. Honestly, it is just a rerun, but I enjoyed doing it so much that I wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Adios.